Alright, we get it. Sheesh. You know, if you guys obsessed over something productive, we would all have world peace already. In a time when BioWare had shouldered its way to the top of the charts with an action RPG that had brought a different spin to the sci-fi epic by letting you bang most of the characters, discover what happened when they all got in a boardroom and said, "What if we did that, but fantasy?" Dragon Age. Experience one of the most classic RPGs you can play without owning a PC, as Dragon Age brings the spirit of the isometric D&D game to the filthy console peasants, with a trio of games that feature a metric ton of dialogue and awkward stilted combat, and a rich storied universe full of lore that 90% of players will ignore entirely, as they mash their way through all the talking to get to the next murder hobo part, or simply spend every decision doing their best to make sure they can still bang everyone, as Dragon Age allows you to sleep your way through the fantasy race pantheon with your ancient hideous dwarf named Thundercheeks, in fantasy RPGs that were once appreciated on their own merits that have now become glorified dating sims for the vast majority of the fan base. That's right, comment section, calling me out on your soulless body pillows. Dive into the origins of the Dragon Age series with, Origins, where you'll choose a racial backstory to get a little character development flavor, until 2 hours later when you're dumped out on an identical path to everyone else and have to pass the dangerous trial to become a Witcher and take your place defending the kingdom from the demons of Mordor, in a game that had the highest ambitions of the trilogy for being a big boy RPG and some of the best storytelling since they were setting up a brand new world. Not that you remember anything at this point, except whether or not you had sex with Morrigan, because only in a Dragon Age game is it a major plot point whether or not you bang. But that maybe holds up the worst overall in the long run, as the awkward battle mechanics and wildly swinging difficulty will have you scratching your head until you draw blood. Also, I swear, if I have to hear this guy say enchantment one more time, I'm gonna go berserk.
Enchantment!
Uncover the continuation of the epic tale in Dragon Age 2, where they decided that having a giant open map was too much fun for players, and decided to set the entire thing in a single city instead, because apparently giving a budget to the sequel of a successful video game is a dumb idea for nerds, leading many to largely overlook or skip the entry entirely, missing the series' true transition into mass effectification with the addition of the dialogue wheel, maybe the least annoying combat in all three of the games, some genuinely good characters, and most importantly, watching every cutscene with characters absolutely dripping in the blood of their enemies. Hey buddy, I know this is a really important speech and all, but can I maybe offer you like a moist towelette or a Tide pen or a piece of toilet paper? Finish off the trilogy with Dragon Age Inquisition, where they doubled down on dialogue for all you RP heads, leading to game sessions where you can spend literal hours back at camp poking through all the backstory, and of course trying to get your hands on as much fantasy booty as you can, which is easier to justify than ever since the combat was simplified even further, making playing anything but a mage an absolute cakewalk, where the main thing keeping you awake in the new massive open world zones is constantly spamming the find item button because your OCD won't let you miss literally anything, unless you want to zoom out into tactical mode and plan out your battles, a thing you will actually need to do maybe once every 5 hours tops, in a video game that might have been created to be actually played, but in the long run whose legacy is launching 1 million new Tumblr profiles. Okay look, these characters aren't gonna ship themselves. So get out those giant oak casks and get ready to age some dragons in a series of basically competent RPG games that nowadays mostly serve as an elaborate framework for post-game roleplay. Because no one really seems clear anymore on if Dragon Age 4 is ever actually coming out. Starring Blood, Dwarf Daddy, Fantasy Racism, Elf Bottoms, Lonely Bog Witches near you, Human Companions. Seriously? What has that much blood in their bodies? Grab Bara by the horns. And you guessed it, enchantments.
Enchantment!
Bangin' Age Orgians. Okay, honestly, if we ever get a fourth game, we better be able to bang a full dragon, because not being able to romance a dragon in a game called Dragon Age is like going to a Pizza Hut that doesn't serve pizza. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. Now I am gone, who will take my monkeys to be baptized? I only licked the stamp because he told me to. All ideas are good ideas. You called this resisting arrest. We called this a difficulty tweak. Power is everything.